What happens when AI and the metaverse as and neuroscience-backed education coverage to empower kids with a special needs? Our guest is today isn't dreaming about the future, he's engineering it. Welcome back to the show. I'm joined with today the Aleksey Kulyasov, Chief Officer of four breakthrough EdTech ventures, including Placent and Brainica. Is leading the charge in building inclusive science background learning platforms for children around the world, all while scaling remote teams and driving double-digit growth across the global markets. Aleksey, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Let's dive right now into it. What's the bloodest initiative you are leading right now, and what's stratifying what's possible in the edtech?
Um, thanks for the invitation. Hi to all the potential listeners to all the podcast. So right now, yeah, as you mentioned, I'm responsible for all the operations with a range of tech companies. Overall, we are focusing on special educational needs kids to study foreign languages, soft skills, and digital skills to be prepared for 21st century skills and professions. Yeah, that's our main focus.
All right. Let's begin, Aleksey. Let's start from very the beginning. Actually, where do you grow up, and where all things early years like things going on, and what you were you passionate about as a child, and how do you shape your ambitions as you enter college? What directions did you see your future heading before discovering the edtech industry?
Well, I could never imagine that I will be working with kids actually and in the educational field, but I have always had a passion towards education. I'm coming from a small city in Moscow region. I've been just attending a regular school, but thanks for my parents and especially to my father, who is a private tutor of English lessons, of English language. He has shown me how the education could actually work, how a brilliant tutor can allow you to fall in love with a particular subject or English language or whatever else you're studying. And that's why I understood that that's probably the way I would love to continue
All
when I
right.
grow up and become a professional. Uh, yeah, I have even applied to become a teacher when I applied to university, but I was rejected actually. Yeah, so my degree is not in education, but more of managing a foreign trade company or like an international company. I finished my bachelor's degree and since then was trying to work with different educational companies like a sales manager or customer support manager. So I've started from like the very beginning, from the very like basic positions within educational companies. But thanks to COVID and the major transition of all the education to online, making it more accessible for everybody, both tutors and kids and students from all over the world, with the development of new technologies like metaverses, online meetings, or artificial intelligence right now, the education field becomes more like powerful and accessible, and it brings me here just by accident actually. Yeah, but I love education overall.
All right. Awesome. That's cool. You have co-founded a several innovative tech ventures, including a Playcent and Brainica. Can you walk through the core mission of these platforms and how each one contributes to reshaping the education landscape?
Yeah, while the core idea of both projects are is kind of similar, is working with kids and allowing them to have studies in uh, the best suitable way for them, using the modern technologies and not forcing them to fit in like traditional academic um, educational system, there is a big difference between these two projects. Brainica is a game without any kind of participation of an external tutor who is leading the process or gives the classes. It doesn't depend on the subject we're talking about, if it's math or English classes or whatever. While Playsand is about integrating artificial intelligence tools into regular classes, while a teacher meets one student or a group of students and helps them to go through a subject, while we are giving him or her a tool to better fit and understand the necessities of a particular student. Yeah.
Oh, all right. And what about like a Placent? What's the company about?
Uh, Playsend is about kids taking classes. Let's speak about foreign language studies because it's like my major experience and expertise was about foreign language studies for the kids. Playsend is about providing a tutor with a real-time dashboard, AI powered, that analyzes real-time the feelings and the attention of a kid and gives the tips and tricks to the tutor on how to build the class, how to create the materials, what kind of approach should be used right now or in the near future. This way, we're adjusting the way the tutor gives the classes, and the success rate and the the results of this kind of education are quite promising. They are much better than just regular classes when one tutor is taking a group of students as and he's just physically not able to, give as much attention as he wanted to all of the students, to tailor made the approach to each kind of student. We are trying to help them in this kind of way.
Okay. All right. That's let's jump into like your work in AI powered and game based learning is making a waves. So what make this innovation so impactful for education?
Well, first of all, they allow us to customize the approaches and the materials in the volumes that are not possible for the small team we have physically. So we have, instead of like onboarding and having a team of, I don't know, 20 or 200 members and methodologists or teachers, we have just 20 who is working with big volumes of students. Then accessibility for sure, because the tools become cheaper and available for any part of the world. Uh, Literally, like the majority of kids nowadays are uh, have access to games,
Yeah.
so we are just going to their field and giving classes over there. We're not forcing them to attend a school offline or be, connected to a particular schedule to attend group classes online. They're just playing games and studying the subject we need and they need.
All right. So like you have integrated AI into these platforms, right? So how does AI
Yeah.
especially enhance the learning experience for SEN kids and ESL learners?
Well, artificial intelligence works like literally on each step of their educational journey from the very scratch when they, let's say, if it's an adult English as a second language student, artificial intelligence helps them to choose the necessary teacher, the best fit for them, who will be not only like the professional tutor but moreover a friend and a mentor for them, who will help them to navigate through the skills they really need to acquire instead of studying boring grammar. Not everybody needs that. Then artificial intelligence analyzes all the contents of the classes and provides them, helps the tutors to provide the students with tailor-made home tasks. Moreover, artificial intelligence helps them to train their skills while they're on the break between the classes. If we're talking about kids, the field where AI can be applied is even wider, because we are talking about the next generation that will be absolutely covered with, like artificial intelligence. Everything in the world will be must more or less connected with AI, and we are just integrating it in every tool we are giving to them. Moreover, as I mentioned before, it just helps us to speed up the process of testing the hypothesis, creating new materials, etc. It's just not possible. It's impossible actually to provide with customized materials hundreds and thousands of students with the hands of just a small team. But right now we are able to reach out like thousands of students and provide them with something tailor made for them in particular. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Brain uses the metaverse to teach a math to STEM kids. How does this impressive technology change how children engage with the subjects like math, and what potential do you see for the metaverse in education in the future?
Well, that's a good question because a few years ago, during the COVID, like the main point when everybody were at home and the real boom of metaverses when everybody were online, it was much more promising that it looks right now. We uh, like if you remember this kind of I don't know, ASAP Rocky concerts in Roblox or in Minecraft, big brands coming to metaverses to advertise and to interact with their audiences. It was like a real peak of the demand. Right now it's a bit lower. However, the kids are still interested. That's why we decided not to break through the barrier of interacting with the kids both offline and online, but just to go to the space where they still spend their time, they feel safe, and that is available for them anytime and from any part of the world. And we are trying to just engage them to do exercises. We are not telling them that they are actually taking classes. Kids, especially around maybe like
Yeah,
10 or 12 years old, they do not want to do something boring. Education equals boring for them. But
yeah,
spending some time with their friends, completing some challenges, getting rewards like Robux or any other like rare items for
right,
completing something interesting, uh, seems like a little trick for them,
right.
but the final result is that they achieving results. They are gaining knowledge, and we are educating them. So why should we force them to do it in a boring and old school way if they are still will be online? Yeah.
Okay, all right, awesome. EdTech is rapidly evolving this space. What's been the biggest challenge for you in the pushing forward innovation in this space, and how have you overcome it?
Well, right now, for us, it seems to us that the biggest challenge will be that the majority of students will switch from education with people like tutors or trainers or mentors or whatever to AI powered platforms who, well, what is kind of possible to provide them with the basic knowledge, but not able to give them like really some special skills, share some experience, but still. like the mass market of the education will be fulfilled with AI chatbots or tools or websites or whatever. Like the majority of the students will start their education with AI, and that's a challenge for us because well, we are doing education, but we're still like a business and we aim for profits. And a part of our audience are the absolute beginners in foreign languages, for example. And all the beginners right now are switching to, I don't know, apps from Duolingo to ChatGPT
Right.
instead
Right.
of attending classes with our schools. And that's a challenge. However, while the mass market services are becoming like more fulfilled with AI powered agents, the premium segment will become much more expensive, I guess. It's like my prediction, and the quality of the service you'll be able to provide in this like top notch, top end segment of the market will define our future at least.
Okay. All right. So you are integrating the AI and game-based learning to support SEND children. How does this technology offer a unique advantages over traditional methods, particular in terms of personalization? And as the AI continues to rise in education, do you think it could eventually replace human instructor, or will there always be a need of human interaction in the learning process?
Well, I don't know. I mean, right now, let's say in the beginning of 2025, still all the AI tools are just a tool, and there still should be a human operator or a professional who helps to navigate it, to adjust it, and to make it really, really. Positively affecting the education. However, maybe in a couple of years, we will switch to just AI powered tools without any kind of human interaction for the mass market, for sure. Since the audience of older age are a bit more old fashioned and used to study with people in their like younger age in their universities or schools, they will still be looking for somebody to educate them later. And we actually don't know about the future generations.
Yeah.
We hope that there will be still place for people to work in this market and to educate other people. However, it depends on the profession still, and the skill you are training because, maths, for example, uh, is a bit more structured and academic, and you
Right.
need to learn the rules, you need to practice. Yeah, but if we're talking about, let's say, even English as a second language, if you're a really on a proficient level, but you want to sound like a native speaker from a particular region, you want to know urban vocabulary, well, I'm not sure that an AI tool could help you. You will need just a conversational partner, and maybe that will be this kind of balance in future, right? But right now, we have plenty of tools, AI tools already, but all of them are not 100% efficient. So you need to combine, you need to go through, you need to go deeper into details, and that's in according to the feedback of our students, of our potential students, that's kind of frustrating. And finally, they prefer to come back to a school where they do know that behind an AI tool, there is a team of methodologists and teachers who is creating this kind of tool. If this tool is just, I don't know, an app in an app store or whatever, it's not trustworthy, kind of. That's
All
the
right.
feedback from the market right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. I got it. So, when you first join a native speaker course, you were tasked with a digital transformation. What was the biggest challenge in shifting as an institutional offline business to an online model?
Well, that time when we transformized digitally, everybody did the same actually, because of the COVID, and we were just forced to go online. And back in the days, we were sure that online education will never replace offline. We were wrong. So the biggest challenge was just the necessary speed of the transformation, to be, to still be competitive in the market. It was quite a kind of challenge, because when you used to do your job in your like basic way, you're doing it for years, and here comes an innovation or an innovator, you are against of it, but we had to
Correct.
accept it. And this kind of breaking the internal barrier, that you're against of any kind of transformation, being uh, adjustable to the market, monitoring the situation like on daily basis, and being ready to change everything like the very next day, it was the biggest challenge. Yeah, we were just used to do the business the way we did it, but surprisingly, it was out of date just one day.
All right. So, you lead a multiple teams across different continents. What does remote leadership look like for you, and how do you keep your teams motivated and aligned towards your vision?
Talking to them, actually. Well, I'm not sure if I'm lucky enough or not, but well, we are still we are doing our business for multiple years now, but we are still at a startup stage, when
Okay.
there is no really complicated hierarchies. There is not a lot of team members, like the core team members. So we are all in touch with each other, and support team member is always available to talk to, I don't know, me or like the CEO of the company directly. There is no difficult uh, negotiations process, cost and benefits department, whatever. And we are trying to keep, interpersonal approach. So I personally know all the members of the team. They are able to talk to me privately in terms of any concerns or success, for sure. Uh, we are trying not to fit in, like strict roles or job descriptions. We are relying on people, not on their CVs. We trying to know more about their personalities, and trying to find the tasks and the fields of responsibility that will fit their like initial internal wishes, more of than just, like
Means
the
you're
business
especially
needs you to be.
Yeah, it means you're especially looking like
Um,
their skills and like their personality and like that stuff. You're not looking too much like their degrees and their resume
yeah,
and CVs,
sure.
right?
For sure. Moreover, like our field of operations does not require many hard skills. It's more of communication, soft skills, emotional intelligence. So we're trying to onboard people who are like on the same page with us, and then from this point, we're trying to create this kind of relationship where all respect each other, trust each other, and could rely on each other. For sure, for the last like 5 years while we're working remotely, uh, everything happens. We are all people with our ups and downs. It happens. You should remember that. Well, it's just a person, a live person with his or her own life, and you're trying to help them. Because if you're a company or a business, you're responsible not only for the product you're delivering to your target audience, but for the people you're working with and for their families as well.
Right.
And if you manage to keep this kind of like personal approach, it works out fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, like scaling teams in an early stage startup requires a unique approach. What's been your secret to growing and managing teams across different cultures and time zones, especially?
That's a tricky question because we don't have that big team, you know.
But
We are
anyways,
managing right now around 100 of independent contractors as tutors work with our companies. They are from different cultures, time zones, countries, and whatever. But the core team is more or less same, so I don't have that big problems or like challenges in managing them. What about managing and working with a remote team of like independent contractors is transparent and clear understanding of the terms and conditions. How are you working with each other, and communicating transparently, just being honest to the tutors on what we are expecting, what are the KPIs, and what can they ask or require, what are they waiting from our company as a business. That's it. Trying to meet our promises, you know.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's a tricky question you have answered. You have been involved in a sustainable development and helping students to refuse. How do you see the role of education in creating a long-term social change?
Well, you know, the one thing, like, it brings us to the very beginning of our conversation, because uh I'm not been traumatized, but I didn't have that great experience while attending just a regular school and then a university with a degree in a field that I didn't really like. I just did it because I had to, because that's like a basic path. You're attending a school, then you go into university, maybe getting your bachelor's, then master's, then going to office job from 9 to 5, and that's life.
Yeah.
I was lucky that my father showed me that it doesn't have to work like that, and if you bring this kind of like seed of curiosity and a love of the subject to a student, he or she will be much more successful in this field. And same time, he was a private tutor and showing me that you do not have to choose this white collar way of life. You can be flexible, and I've never worked like the office hours. And that brings us to the mainstream right now, where people are looking for the ways to be free to choose the country where they're working from, a partner they're living with, and a job they are doing. And I strongly believe that this understanding of the world is being built while you're in this kind of like sensitive age, in between, I don't know, like 5 and 15 years old, when you trust and rely on the opinion of the adults, and the majority of the adults you are facing are like the
Right.
educators. So I really want to change the, like the mindset of the educators, so they could bring this understanding, this freedom to the rest of the students all over the world, that we should focus on personality, rather than focus on like job descriptions or like traditional ways of developing both your career and your life. Uh, that's why I'm doing education. Actually, that's why I'm in love with it, because you can see the impact, and I hope that we'll manage to make this world like a bit better and happier place this way.
Okay, all right, that's good. Looking ahead, what's the next for the future of AI powered learning? How do you see this technology evolving in the next 5 years?
Well, if I knew the right answer for this question, probably I would become a billionaire within next 5 years, but I'm not sure yet. For sure, the AI powered tools will become much more accessible, much more audiences will start working with it, because while while you're talking to like-minded people, or working with, let's say, like your social bubble, it seems to you that everybody already knows something about artificial intelligence and uses it in their daily life, but actually not. I've been traveling for more than 3 years, and I had to come back to my parents right now to visit them. My parents are m- my mother is 72 or kinda, and that's absolutely, she had never heard anything about artificial intelligence, but she's still interested in acquiring some knowledge. Probably working with wider audiences will be the next trend in AI tools. Moreover, they will become much more and more like trustworthy and reliable, for sure, for everybody. And well, I don't know, maybe, yeah, they will replace some uh like not mainstream, but like mass market professions, I guess.
All right. Okay, so you have built a significant career and impact in edtech. So, if you could leave one piece of advice for entrepreneurs trying to break into this space, what will it be?
Please don't. Yeah, I don't, I strongly believe that coming into education should be the main reason for you should be that you are like in love with education overall, like with your heart, honestly, because well, it seems to me that overall education it is vital, but unfortunately, the world looks like it's not its top priority to educate people and give them freedom and knowledge about whatever they want, but more of I don't know, getting profits. It's okay to get profits, but starting with education probably is not like the best way, especially for serial entrepreneurs, I assume. However, if you have this kind of passion and risky enough, like have enough courage to go into education, well, I'd suggest to take care of the quality of the product and like the main idea you are providing your potential customers, potential students with, because you're really influencing not only their lives but the future, like future generations, actually, because education will influence all the other fields of life of your potential students. If you're developing and delivering a really great and impactful product for your students, that's really enough, and you will find your audience, you will find your like investments, you will gain profits. So you should definitely take care of the quality of the product, because nowadays with like the whole world coverage with Instagram or other social media platforms, TikTok, the amount of uh, trash content, kind of educational, is outrageous. And I hope that there won't be more entrepreneurs bringing this kind of contents to the educational world.
Okay. All right, Aleksey, it's been an absolutely pleasure to have you on the show today. Thank you for sharing your insights, your journey, and your vision with us. I'm sure our audience will take a lot from this. And to everyone turning in, if you want to learn more about Aleksey and his work in EdTech, check out the links in the description below. Make sure to follow, share, and stay up to date with everyone she is doing. And that's the wrap for today's episode of the Piyush Pawar Show. Stay tuned for a more inspiring conversation, and until the next time, keep pushing the boundaries and of what's possible. All right.